Hello, this is Dinah Lane from Channel 18 in Harwich. And I'm here with Carolyn Carey, who is, as always, a wonderful resource for all things going on at the Community Center, naturally. And also today we have Susan Kossoff with us from the Cape Cod Theater Company. And she is currently the president of the board of directors there. She is also a long-standing member of many different wearing many different hats
Right.
over years. Since 1964, she tells me, she has been involved with the theater. So she is here to talk about a very exciting exhibition that they have planned together, Carolyn and she, for the community center. So who would like to start with that? Perhaps, Carolyn, you could give an overview of what your plan is, and then Susan can fill in the
Sure.
specifics.
So one of the things I think the community center can do much better is reaching out to other partners in the community. And one of the places that is one of my go-to spots is, and I always say the wrong thing, it's gonna always be the Junior Theater in my heart, but it is the Cape Cod Theater Company.
Yes.
So, I did want to do something in our Try It, You Might Like It series related to art. And one of the things that I am fascinated with when I go to all the shows and performances is all of the costumes. I think that is such an underappreciated art sometimes. So I did reach out to Susan, who has been so gracious, and said, do you think we could do anything? Not really knowing what we could do, but as always, they were wonderful and stepped up and said, we can help with that. So we did plan to have a little exposition here in the building. So I'm going to let you tell them what we're going to be doing.
It's a great idea, and it's also very true that the theater's always been a wonderful partner
Absolutely.
for the town. in
For
every
everyone,
way.
right.
Yes, yes.
That's
So-
wonderful to hear. When Carolyn approached me, she asked if I would be able and willing to provide costumes for mannequins that she would provide. I think that maybe was more of a challenge than she realized.
But they're here if you've gone by my window.
You see a lot of naked forms, which we will clothe. Well, I approached Robin McLaughlin, who is a longtime designer and creator of costumes, both at the Cape Cod Theater Company, but also at other theaters on the Cape. I think she's the resident costumer also at Cape Rep, because obviously she knows more about costuming than I do, and she was very agreeable to this. In fact, the only thing she wasn't agreeable to was coming on board to talk to you today. I asked her if she would like to, rather than have me come, and she said, no, I belong backstage. So we took a trip up to the costume loft at the theater, which is on the third floor, and it's quite amazing. There are literally hundreds of costumes there, and that's even after this summer when we did a huge clean out. But Robin had costumed many shows at the theater, and she had some favorites, and we tried to pick variety, and we tried to pick some that would be fun. For instance, one of them is a card from Alice in Wonderland. Another is Sherlock Holmes, and I'm not going to give out any more secrets because I want you to come and see what we picked. They needed to be dry cleaned, and some needed to be washed and ironed, and we're getting ready to come over this week. Robin and I will come and clothe the models, the naked figures, and I think it will be fun. Carolyn, I think, plans to place them throughout the building. We'll have a little bit of an explanation for each one, explaining what play they were from or musical and what character wore that particular costume. And we tried to show a range, some classic kinds of costumes, some that people will probably be able to identify immediately just by looking at them, and others that show some of the intricacies and the real craftsmanship of creating costumes for the stage. It's a little bit different from making clothes for you to wear, because they're not only going to be worn a few times, well, maybe 10 to 12 times. So you don't need to necessarily make them quite as well as you would if you were going to want to wear them for a lifetime. But they do require a level of intricacy, and they need to hold up. And sometimes some of the characters, are pretty rough and tumble. So
Yes.
that's where we are.
So can you tell us how many costumes you anticipate being able to provide for this wonderful exhibition?
Well, I think it depends more on how many mannequins they can
Oh,
provide.
okay.
But I think about 10 or 12.
Uh-huh. And they all need to be on mannequins. There will be none hanging on the walls. There would,
No,
Oh,
we
uh-huh.
didn't talk about that.
because that's always a
Look
possibility.
at
if you
Dinah
had
coming
wall
up with
space.
new ideas. I love this.
We could
Yeah.
do some of that. Yeah,
Some
you're right.
displays of
Yeah,
some sort, yeah,
yeah.
uh-huh. And I'm assuming many of these costumes may have been repurposed over the years.
Well, we
That's
tried to pick
part
one.
of the,
Yes.
part of the art of costuming, isn't it?
Right, and one of the issues was that some of the costumes we might have liked to have included have been repurposed several
Already,
times.
yes.
So they
Yes,
they
they're-
didn't necessarily have the street appeal that
Yeah.
we wanted.
They aren't recognizable anymore in their
No,
original form.
That's right,
Yeah, yeah.
right.
Well-
Everything gets repurposed.
It's very exciting. It's a
Thank you.
wonderful, wonderful thing. It's a great idea, and I think it will be really fun. How long will it be up, and what are the dates exactly?
So it will be up from the 14th. I mean, you'll see them working before then, but it will be up from the 14th right through the 30th. So all through the rest of the month. So,
Okay.
and before we leave this topic, can I just give a huge shout out to the Chamber of Commerce as well, another person we partner with. And Cindy Williams was able to find me some of those wonderful mannequins we're talking
Oh.
about from a local store, a new
Oh,
store.
oh,
So
I
please, the
see.
Firefly right here in
Very
in
good.
Harwich Center. So please visit them too. It is exactly what the community center is meant to do: collaborate with other people, bring some new and exciting ideas. So
It's a beautiful idea. I can't wait to see it.
And the more partnerships we can create, the better.
the better for everyone.
Yeah, absolutely.
And just a little tidbit that we forgot to tell you, when you come in to see the costumes, you'll go and see each one of the costumes, and then you can enter to win 2 tickets to the next upcoming show. I mean, isn't that
Very good. And what is that show?
The Christmas story.
The Christmas Story. Okay, and I understand you're going to be directing a show later this year as well.
I am. I'm
that
going to be
right?
directing Arsenic and Old Lace.
Oh, fun.
We
Fun.
thought it'd
Is
be
that
really
something
fun.
you've done before?
No, never,
Wow.
never. But I couldn't resist. Nina Schessler has retired.
Yes, yes.
And Jane Staub is a wonderful actress who many people have seen in many plays.
Ah, so Jane will be in it?
Jane and Nina are playing the two
Oh,
women.
my
So I
goodness.
think that's
Oh,
I
what
think that's a
fun.
real come on for people.
What, it certainly is. What are the dates of that? I have to put that on my calendar.
I tell you the truth, I don't know.
Okay, all right.
But I think
sometime in this
April.
season.
April.
Yes, okay, wonderful. Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Sue, for
Thank you.
all of this and for coming on to talk to us about it.
Glad to do
Yeah.
it.
And Carolyn, you have a few more things on your mind, I know, as
more of
usual.
our try it, you might like it.
Okay.
I'm just saying. One of the things I want to talk about is that we started a new series, Grab a Tea with Me. So grab a tea with me. So what we're doing is you just come in, sit down, have a conversation. I invite some of my colleagues. Recently, Channel 18 was there with us, and people come in and just ask questions like maybe how does my organization get information on Channel 18, or
yes.
could I do an interview, or we had people ask about a swimming pool. So people just come in, we set up a time. We provide the tea or coffee, and it's only tea because I don't drink coffee. There's no real reason behind it. So people are like, why tea? I don't drink coffee.
What rhymes with coffee?
Exactly. Oh, see, I should have thought of that. And so we're doing that, and that will be on. The next one is coming up in December, the second Friday of the month. We're doing that.
Do people sign up for that?
No, you just drop in,
Oh,
and
it's
some
just
people stay
drop
for
in.
just a minute. They have
I
a
see.
quick question. What was great about this first one is that somebody couldn't come but had seen it,
Mm-hmm.
so they called and said, "I know this isn't the tea time, but can I
Mm.
just ask you a question?"
Of course.
That's really what it's about, just getting people
Yes.
to ask what they want to know and trying to connect other people.
Mhm.
So
Good.
that's the Tea With Me program, so look for that. We just had one, but we'll have another one coming up. On November 16th is the Fitness Room Appreciation Day. So if you're a member of the fitness room, we're appreciating you, or you want to become a member. And I'm telling you, you want to become a member because there's some good things coming on that day. I can't give away all the surprises, but there are surprises. So that's on November 16th. So if you're thinking of rejoining, what we have right now is the $15 for 30 days. So kind of a
That's a good
bargain.
price, yeah.
Yeah, you want to get ready for the holidays. I work out so I can eat more on the holidays, so just an idea. And then one of our bigger events is we're doing a craft night on November 17th, and it's for ages like 3 to whatever. And the crafts are free, and we're calling it a mystery craft night. And if I could just explain, you'll come in and there will be bags that just say for ages 3 to 5, for adults from ages 6 to, and you pick a bag and there's going to be a whole craft project in the bag. There'll be some other ones that somebody can pick, but we're doing a mystery craft
I
night.
see, so it's self-selecting.
It is.
So for instance, a 90-year-old could pick something for a 3-year-old.
No,
they
if
chose
you
to.
only wanted that one, sure, but
Yes.
we'll have the ages right on the
I
bags.
just- No, I
So,
mean,
yeah.
they could, if they chose to.
Absolutely.
Yes, okay, all right.
And I have to say, these kids are really fun. Every time I
Yeah.
was putting one in a bag, I'm like, oh, I want this one. No, this one. So
Well, that
please.
sounds tons of fun.
And it's all free. I should have said that. Our events we're trying this whole new series of try it, you might like it, and everything we do is free to the public, so.
And that's in the activity room, the big,
Yes,
Okay.
yep, and that is on November 17th at 5:30. And now I'm just gonna make my shameless plea. If you do not have our newsletter and you would like to get it, we email these to everyone. We do not give out your email address to anyone else, and as soon as it's not information that you need or are interested in, we'll take your name off the list. If you choose to pick them up, we have them here in the building. We send some to the Chamber of Commerce and some to the library. So, and this will have everything that we're talking about and give you some sneak peeks about what's coming up in the next month. So since people aren't able to read it here, you can also get it on the community center's webpage. In December, on December 20th, you should look for a solstice celebration of drumming, a free event, 5 p.m. in the multipurpose room. So the Tea With Me project is coming up, and we're focusing a little bit on health and walking and fitness in the next month. So people will get information about upcoming things that are happening where they can just choose to do some things that are of no cost but healthy for everyone. Just
Yes.
some teasers of what's coming up in December.
as usual, many
We try and
many
keep busy.
opportunities
We
for
try.
people
I
to
know.
engage.
Poor Jamie and Caleb, they're always wonderful. They say, you can pop in for a minute. I don't even take a minute.
Well, this was great, and thank you so much for bringing Sue and for telling us about the exhibit, which is very exciting. I can't wait. It's November 14th and through the 30th, and we look forward to that. And thank you so much,
Thank you.
Carolyn
Thank you.
and Sue, for coming on.
Yeah.
This is Dinah Lane from Channel 18.